You are 46. You have $387,000 in a brokerage account. Your sister makes the same salary. She has $11,000. The difference is not your job, not your raise, not luck. The difference is a three-bedroom house on Maple Street. 21 years, one mortgage, zero moves. This is not a story about a house. This is a story about a system. The system has one rule. It does not charge you for where you live. It charges you for how often you start over. The decision. You are 25. Saturday, March 2005. The agent's name is Carl. Carl drives a Lexus. Carl talks about granite countertops like a personality trait. He shows you a 4-bedroom new build first. Open concept. Bonus room. A driveway wide enough for a boat you don't own. You walk past it to the smaller house at the end of the cul-de-sac. 3 bedrooms, 1986 build, beige siding, linoleum from a decade nobody's proud of. Carl calls it a starter home. You call it home. $215,000, 30-year fixed, 5.9%, a foam keychain with one brass key. That night, kitchen table, you do the math on a napkin. $1,275 a month, base payment. Then a second number underneath, $200. Extra principal, every month. No spreadsheet behind it, just a feeling that the bank shouldn't get the last word on how fast this house becomes yours. You set up the transfer the next morning. You don't tell anyone. It's a Tuesday. The napkin goes in a drawer nobody opens. The system is already running. You don't know it yet. The first crack. Monday. Your coworker Brad leans against your cubicle. Brad just closed on a 4-bedroom with a pool, 2 towns over. 3 bedrooms, though, he says. You'll outgrow that fast. You say maybe. You go back to your desk. That weekend, your sister Dana calls. 23 years old. Just put a down payment on a new build in a development with a name like a golf resort. It's basically free at this rate, Dana says. The builder's covering closing costs. Dana does not know she is the customer. Dana is the product. The pity. The linoleum is still the linoleum. A barbecue at Brad's. You guys still in the starter home? He asks. You're sitting on equity doing nothing. You don't argue. You drive home quiet. That night, the drawer. The napkin's a folder now. The number at the bottom, $61,000. Principal, paid down faster than the bank ever expected. You close the folder. The house is still the house. The test? The call comes in spring of 2015. An agent, the one Brad mentioned at another barbecue. The market's up. Your house is appreciated to around $275,000. Your spouse just got a promotion. There's a school 2 neighborhoods over with better ratings, and the agent says it with the easy confidence of someone who says it every spring. You think about the bigger lot, the extra bedroom, the trampoline you keep promising your kid. This is the part of the story where you say yes, or you don't. In one version, you say yes. Here's what nobody mentions at the closing table. Selling and buying again costs 8 to 10% of your home's value. Commissions, closing costs, title insurance, transfer taxes. On a $275,000 sale, that's $22,000 to $27,500. Gone. Not into the new house. Gone. On the way to a title company that will never think about you again. 10 years of payments built you roughly $35,500 in equity. The move just spent almost all of it walking out the door. You're not foolish. You did the normal thing. That's what makes it expensive. New mortgage, $310,000 at 4.0%, 30 years, finishes in 2045. You are 35 and the clock just reset to 0. Staying still. In the other version, nothing happens that spring. No agent, no closing table. The folder in the drawer keeps its appointment with the bank the way it has for 120 months straight. Your balance 10 years in, $146,800, well under what a decade-old loan should show, because $200 a month never skipped a Tuesday. Nobody congratulates you. There's no plaque for it. It just sits there, compounding. The most boring number in your life, and the most important one. The witness. A plumber named Ray comes out in 2018 to fix a water heater that's outlived its warranty by 6 years. He's been doing this 24 years. He looks around, Same kitchen, same floor, same light fixture from 2005. How long you had this place? 13 years. Ray nods. Most people I see have moved twice by now. New water heater in a house they don't even own yet. He tightens the last bolt. My dad kept the same house till he died. Paid it off at 50. Said it was the only bill that ever stopped. You don't say anything. You think about it for 3 days. Here's the number Ray doesn't know about but would probably guess. The $22,000 to $27,500 that vanished in a 2015 move, if it had gone into an index fund instead of a title company. By today, it's worth almost $100,000. We'll get the exact figure in a minute. Keep that number in your head. The shift. That number doesn't decide anything by itself. The decision already happened back in 2015 on a Tuesday nobody remembers. What happens next just shows you the bill. You are 41. Whichever version you're in, the world hands you the same headline that fall. Mortgage rates near 2.9%, the lowest anyone alive has seen. If you moved in 2015, your phone fills with refinance ads. A cash-out refi at 2.9% would lower your payment and hand you $30,000 for the remodel you've wanted since Brad's Island. The math on the calculator at 11 p.m. looks generous. It always does. You refinance. $340,000, 2.9%, 30 years. The loan now resolves in 2050. You'll be 71. The rate went down. The decades went up. Nobody put that part on the brochure. If you never moved, 2020 is quiet. The headline passes through your house like weather happening to someone else. Your balance, $94,400. The $200 a month has spent 15 years doing what compound math does when nobody interrupts it, pulling your payoff date forward without asking your permission. You don't refinance. There's nothing to reset. The reveal. It is 2026. Both versions of you are 46. If you stayed, balance, $24,000 and falling. At your pace, the house is paid off within 8 months. After that, housing cost drops to taxes and insurance, around $260 a month. The $1,475 that's left your account for 2 decades doesn't vanish. It redirects, the same quiet way the extra $200 started, into an index fund. On a Tuesday, no announcement. If you moved and refinanced, balance, $293,000. The mortgage resolves in 2050. You'll be making payments at 71. The friction from 2 transactions, the 2015 move, the 2020 refi, cost roughly $37,700 in fees that touched your hands for 1 afternoon each and disappeared into other people's businesses. Invested instead, at a historical 10% average return, that $37,700 would be worth close to $96,500 today. That number never showed up on a listing sheet. Nobody warns you at closing. It's the actual price of the house you didn't keep. The tree. You drive past the old neighborhood sometimes, and the version of you that moved does anyway. The first house is still there. Someone repainted it. A basketball hoop in the driveway now, the kind that tilts no matter how you adjust it. The maple tree out front, the one you planted the week you moved in, a $30 sapling barely taller than the mailbox, is enormous now. Shades half the yard. It did that entirely without you. You left. The tree stayed and the roots went down while you were somewhere else, buying, selling, resetting the clock. Nobody tells you that when you sign the papers. Every house you leave is a tree you don't get to watch grow. The question. You already know which version of this you're living. Not because you've made bad decisions. Brad's house is genuinely beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with wanting more space for a growing family. Every choice in this story was reasonable in the moment someone made it. But reasonable and free are not the same thing. There is a house you're sitting in right now, today, watching this. There's a floorboard in it that creaks in a specific spot. A window that catches the light a certain way at 4 p.m. in October. That detail might feel like nothing. It might be the whole thing,